Let's be honest, most market updates are, well, they're a total snooze fest. They're guaranteed to put traders to sleep. So today, we're doing something different. We're not just going to analyze the market. No, we're going to crack the code on how you should analyze it. This is the playbook, the secret sauce for creating AI-hosted updates that actually grab a trader's attention and, more importantly, never let go.
All right, let me ask you something straight up. Are your market updates kind of putting your viewers to sleep? Are they just a wall of numbers and, old news? If that's the case, you're losing the game before it even starts. Think about it. A trader's mind is fast, it's decisive, it's always hunting for the next big opportunity. Your generic slow-motion analysis, yeah, that's just not going to cut it.
So, what's the fix? It's actually pretty simple. We need to learn to talk like a trader. What does that mean? It means being direct, bringing the energy, and delivering real value, fast. And you know what? For the rest of this explainer, that's exactly the style we're going to use to break down this entire formula. So buckle up.
All right, let's get into it. Principle number 1, the trader's hook. This is probably the most important rule of all. You've got, maybe 3 seconds to convince someone to stick around? Forget the welcome to my channel stuff. Forget the slow intro music. You have to go straight for the jugular with something that creates instant urgency or a bit of a shock. Just look at this example. It is absolutely perfect. A big move could happen tomorrow. Bam. Right away, that tells any trader watching, okay, I need to pay attention to this. It's not just a boring recap of what happened, it's a promise of valuable insight. This is how you stop people from scrolling past your content.
Okay, so theory is one thing, but let's get our hands dirty, right? Let's make this real. We're going to build a high-impact market update together, right now, using actual market data from today, April 22nd, 2026. We're going to go through the step-by-step and apply every single principle.
So you've got their attention with the hook. Now what? Now you need a story. And I'm not talking about just listing off a bunch of facts. You need to find the single most important narrative of the day and build everything around that one idea. Keep the language simple, stick to one core concept at a time. And for today, well, our story is all about a sharp, really painful drop.
So, how do we start that story? We lead with the big, scary number. The Sensex, it plunged over 750 points. See, that's not just a piece of data, that's the headline of our story. It immediately sets the tone, it establishes the day's theme. The selling pressure was absolutely brutal. And then, you translate that number into a simple, powerful takeaway, something anyone can get in a second. You could just say it plainly. There was heavy selling in the market today. It's direct, it's jargon-free, and it perfectly sets the stage for us to explain why it all happened.
But wait, here's where the story gets interesting. Here's the twist. If you look a little closer, it wasn't a total bloodbath across the board. The market was actually completely split. The IT sector, it crashed, down almost 4%. But at the same time, the small cap index actually finished in the green. That split, that divergence, that is the real story of the day.
And this slide, it tells us exactly why. The whole IT sell-off was kicked off by just one company, HCL Tech. Sure, their Q4 results missed the mark, but the real killer, the thing that spooked everyone, was their weak guidance for the next financial year. Just that one little data point created this massive ripple effect, dragging down giants like TCS and Infosys, because suddenly everyone was afraid of a sector-wide slowdown.
Okay, so story time's over. Now we get to the absolute core value of what you're doing. This is the stuff that traders live and breathe. I'm talking about the non-negotiable part of your update. You have to provide the key trading levels. This right here is the reason a trader will hit subscribe and come back to you day after day.
And here, there's no fluff. It's just the data, presented clearly. So, for the Nifty 50, the crucial support zone you're watching is between 24,100 and 24,150. If the market breaks below that, you can probably expect more selling. Simple as that. Now, on the upside, the resistance to watch out for is between 24,550 and 24,600. Think of these numbers as a trader's map for tomorrow's session.
All right, now that we have our key levels defined, it's time to build the game plan for tomorrow. This is where you pull everything together, the story of the day, those all-important levels, and any outside factors to give a real forward-looking perspective. So, what should traders really be watching out for?
So here's the thing. You've got to show both sides of the coin.
On one hand, the bears have a ton of ammo right now. You've got weak global cues, that IT sector is a huge drag, foreign investors sold off over 2,000 crore rupees, and oil is sitting uncomfortably high at over $102 a barrel. Yikes! But, on the other hand, the bulls aren't out of the fight. They can point to that surprising strength in the mid and small caps, plus the fact that we're still holding above that key support level. Giving this balanced view is absolutely essential.
And now we come to the final and maybe most important piece of daily value: actionable advice. Look, analysis is good, but actual advice is so much better. You can't just tell people what is happening. You have to give them some idea of what to do about it. The goal here is to give a super simple, risk-focused checklist that helps them navigate whatever the market throws at them next.
And you gotta keep it simple. Rule number 1, wait for the breakout. Seriously, don't try to be a hero. Let the market show its hand first. Rule number 2, avoid overtrading. When things get this choppy, it's all about fewer high-quality trades. And rule number 3, the golden rule of trading. Always, always use a stop loss. You have to protect your capital, no excuses. So there you have it. That's how you build a powerful daily update. But how do you turn one great video into a loyal, growing audience? Because it's not about going viral just once. It's about building a reliable system that fuels your growth day in and day out. Let's break that formula down.
Really, it all boils down to these 4 things, the 4 pillars of success. First, a killer hook to grab their attention. Second, simple, valuable content that gets straight to the point. You gotta respect their time. Third, a natural, confident voice. And yes, even an AI can have that. And finally, maybe the most important of all, daily consistency. You have to show up every single day. That is how you build trust, and that is how you build a habit. So, we've done it. We've completely deconstructed the playbook, from that crucial first hook all the way to the final piece of advice. We've shown you exactly how to turn a bunch of complex data into a clear, compelling story that traders will actually want to watch. The formula? It's all right here. So I guess the only question left is, what story are you going to tell tomorrow?